I'm going to tell you some really simple recipes for bachelors or students that are, in a rush to make some Indian cooking. So Indian cooking के लिए ये फटाफट recipes हैं. आज I'll show you how to make दाल. दाल कैसे बनाई जाती है, वो भी तूर दाल. और I mean this Instapot is almost like a lifesaver for me. I'm also a student. So for the dal, here are the ingredients. I have some tomato paste, actually crushed tomatoes, which is two tablespoons, and 1 teaspoon of jeera, which is cumin seeds, 1.5 teaspoon of coriander powder, which is dhania powder, and 1 teaspoon of haldi. And then this is 1 tablespoon of oil, and then this is tur dal. And on this side what I have is, I'll be cutting this finely, sorry, not finally, but finely. 2 pods of garlic, this much of ginger. I'm not too fond of hot stuff, so I may just put half a green chili, but you can put 1 green chili. And when the dal is all done, then I'll chop this and put this as garnish. I'll garnish it with coriander leaves. So let me just get going. So first what I'm going to do is, so let's start this. So you put start, it's start. And this has a saute setting. So I'll bring it to saute, right? And I'll put it on. So now what I need, so I open the lid and I'm going to put the 1 tablespoon oil in it, and I'm going to put jeera, which is cumin seed, and I'm going to put the finely chopped garlic and ginger and green chili, and just saute it for a bit. It's getting hot, so I've started it on. So now this is getting hot, the pot is getting hot. So here is the ginger, garlic and some green chilies and jeera, the ginger, garlic, and I use very little oil, so you can put more oil if you want, but I do it in very little oil, and I just saute it for a bit. No big deal, this is like giving tadka. This is like the tadka component. So just saute it for, and it barely takes 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes for the the inside pot to get hot, the stainless steel pot within the Instapot. So this is done. This is done. You want to be quick, right? So what I do now is the saute portion is done. So what I do is I put it cancel. I just say cancel because now I'll pressure cook. So I'm cancelling the saute. Cancel. So this is cancelled, and this is what is done. So this I'm adding 1 cup of washed dal, okay, and I'll add 3 cups of water. So 1 cup of washed dal, and I'll add 3 cups of water. So to 1 cup of dal, I just added 3 cups of water. Now I'll add so just added the turmeric powder. Now this is the coriander powder, right? And I'll just add the tomato paste, so actually crushed tomatoes to it. So this has now the turmeric powder, the cumin powder, and the tomato paste. Okay, and now I'm going to add salt to it, and I generally add 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't like it to be too salty, so I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of salt to it. So just 1 teaspoon of salt. So that is, and some people like to add hing, amount of hing in it, just a pinch. So yeah, we are all done. I'm just going to put the lid on. So I put the lid on, but this time now I'll go to pressure cook. Okay, so I'm going to roll it up to pressure cook. and I'll pressure cook for 3 minutes. Okay, so this right now it is set for 1 minute, but I press it once, press it twice, and once it starts blinking, I'm going to dial it up to 3. 1, 2, 3. So what happens is when you press start, it's not that in 3 minutes the dal will be done, or what happens is, so I'm pressing start. So what happens is it first preheats, and I'll tell you how many minutes it preheated for. And once the preheating is done, then it goes to cooking. And when it goes to cooking, then it cooks for 3 minutes and then stops. But when it stops, you don't have to, like, it doesn't give any, whistles or so. When it stops cooking, it'll keep warm, and you can open it any time and have it after that. So you can now go and study and you're done. Like you can go off to sleep after this. You don't have to monitor this anymore. So so it'll preheat in 3 minutes. After preheating, it'll cook for 3 minutes, and then it'll switch off by itself and just keep it warm for you. And so whenever you want, you can open it. But when you open it, make sure that you release the pressure. There's a pressure, release button here. Make sure that this pressure is fully released before you open the cover. That's it. Almost 10 minutes right now, and it's still preheating. So another thing, this runs by electricity, so you don't need a stove top or anything. I've just kept it on a table. Making my Okay, if you heard the beep just now, it went from preheating now to cooking, and now the 3-minute timer that we had set, it will now cook for 3 minutes. So approximately it took about 10 minutes for the preheating, and another 3 minutes it will take for now cooking, which is under full pressure, and then it will just go off cooking, and it'll go into heatings. It'll keep it warm oil so that you don't. So even if you serve this, after a few hours, no problem. It'll keep it warm. So it's gone down now to 2 minutes. So 2 minutes left. It's counting down from 3. It's counting down to 2. And if you see the cooking graph is increasing kind of there. Okay, now it's gone down to 1 minute, so 1 more minute left. That's it. So the 3 minutes of cooking is done, and if you notice at the bottom, it says keep warm. From now, it'll just keep it warm. So, but my recommendation is just keep it on for another 5 minutes so that, give it another 5 minutes. Let it be in the pot as is. You can walk around, you can do whatever you want, you can study, go back to your books, and come back in 5 minutes and then open it and garnish it with coriander. So it's been 5 minutes since it finished cooking, and it's just keeping it warm. I'm going to open it now and see if the dal is made, and then garnish it with coriander or dhania pata. So I'm going to open the lid, but remember I mentioned that this pin should be down. You cannot open the lid till this pin is down. That means there's full pressure in the pressure cooker. So what I do is this is the release. So it's releasing the steam. Oh, there. So now the pin is down. You saw that go down. Only now I will open the lid. Okay, so it's time to open the lid. So you just rotate it and you open it, and your dal should be done. So that is the dal. Now, one thing you may say that, still it's not you can still see it's not, you may say this is fully cooked, but I like the granular dal. Like I like it grainy like this. If you don't like it grainy like this, set the time to 5 minutes. I set it to 3, you set it to 5, and it'll be, it'll be more like fully dissolved. You won't see the granular dal like this. So that's what you can do. Okay. So now it's time to garnish it. Okay, time to, I'm using kitchen shears. They're like your scissors, and I'm just gonna cut some coriander. And you're ready to serve this dal. So you can have this with either rice or roti. It's ready to roll, rock and roll. So, after serving dal and all, I just keep it closed. And if you're not going to finish it, you can still, leave it on warm. And this will keep it warm for as long as you want. So I just leave it there. The dal will remain warm. It won't cook, it'll just remain warm.